traditional definition of antiques was 100 years old or over. But today, with modernism, with the words like vintage and other things floating around, people tend to think of antiques as simply things that are older, generally no less than 50 years old. I think furniture is probably the first category that comes to mind when you think about the decorative arts. But there's so much more to it. You see people collect everything. The range is just so crazy, from folk art to antiquities, to a wonderful piece of painted Pennsylvania furniture, to a beautiful piece of glass made in the 40s or 50s even. And the price range is from $10 to millions of dollars. The antiques world has tended to skew from over 40 years old, sometimes older, but we have noticed that younger people are starting to get more interested in it because really great interior designers love to mix things. You don't have to be thinking in terms of being a purist. A wonderful armoire or a wonderful 18th century chair mixed in a modern environment creates a certain dynamic feeling that all leads towards what I think is happening in the world today, and that is more eclecticism in interior design. Many categories are cyclical. Great brown furniture, as it was called, 18th, 19th century wood pieces were much more expensive 10 years ago, 15 years ago. You see these things change all the time, whether it's in modern art, by the way, or whether it's in furniture. Many people might look at that as an opportunity to buy because it's gone down so much. The difference is that the cycles are not short. They're much, much longer than would be in trading a stock. The trends can be 5, 10, 20 years, and eventually they might swing back. Sometimes they don't. I always think you should buy this kind of material, really great antiques, not as an investment, but because it's something you love. I know that there's also all this conversation about a different asset class and it's part of your investment portfolio. I don't think that's a great way to look at art and antiques. I think you have to buy it because you love it, you want to live with it, with the hope that if you have good taste and you are lucky, that one day your children will find that it's worth a lot more money than what daddy paid for it, or mommy.